I just created over 90 assets to help you add awesome textures to your videos and create super cool transitions that are gonna make you stand out from the crowd on social media. And I wanna hook you up with all of those assets for free. Yes, so that's right. I just released the Ultimate Paper Texture Pack. This is a pack that includes over 90 assets of noise and grain and textures and frames and shapes and paper rips that you can use all across your videos on social media, for clients, anywhere you want. And it's gonna add a really cool, grungy, gritty, paper-like feel to your videos that's gonna make them hopefully stand out from the saturated and overcrowded platform, I guess, that we call social media. You need to do something to make your videos look different. And usually that something involves putting a lot of time into the process of creating your videos. Because let's be honest, good effects take time, and making your videos look really professional takes a lot of time. But I've gone ahead and just done a lot of that work for you by creating all of these assets and effects and textures that you can take and just put on your video, because I've already put in all the hard work to make them look really good. So now you can use these to give your video that distinct look, add a cohesive theme to your video, and then put it out and have a video that looks different from everything else that it's sitting next to in a user's feed when they're scrolling. So what actually comes in this Ultimate Paper Texture Pack? Well, first we have noise and wrinkle textures, and these grungy textures come as still images, so if you're a photographer, you can just take one and put it on your photo and get a really cool looking overlay for your image. But for videographers, you can also use still overlays, of course, but you can also import these as image sequences into Premiere Pro or any other editor that you're using. And then you can get animated texture overlays, which is personally how I use them as a videographer. And I think they look really cool like this. You can set the blending mode to whatever you want. I think you would want to set it to something additive, considering that these are white textures on a black background. And then you can get this really cool gritty wrinkle or noise overlay that I think looks really sweet. We also, of course, have textured paper frames and shapes. So we have rows and columns to make split screens, circles, triangles, X's, and a whole bunch of other stuff so that you can like create frames within the frame that is your video, put multiple clips in a frame simultaneously if you want. This is a great way to show off your work in a split screen post on Instagram if you have a couple frames that you're particularly proud of. And you can use these shapes to draw specific attention to certain parts of your scene. I've done some basketball tracking tutorials on this channel before, so of course I had to put in some circle paper textures so that you can take this circle of paper texture that I've created for you. You can put it around a basketball that you've tracked in After Effects, and then you can have like a paper basketball that a player is playing with. It's something that seems like it would be difficult to do, but when you already have all the assets at your disposal, it's really not that hard. It doesn't require anything beyond the skill set that you already have if you've gone through some of my tracking tutorials. I've also got some crumpled paper overlays in the pack, so these overlays actually give your footage the feeling of like actual paper. I prefer using these with the overlay blend mode or the soft light blend mode, and it's really cool how it makes the footage like look all wrinkly, especially when you scale these up to cover the whole frame of your image. You can use these like you could with the noise and the wrinkle textures as stills, or you can use them as an image sequence to create like an animated texture overlay. And as a videographer and someone who just loves motion, I usually import these as an image sequence and use it in that way. But there's plenty of ways you can use this, and I highly recommend you get creative. We've also got some scattered paper textures. So just think of this as like a noise texture overlay, but like the noise is way bigger and has way more detail to it. I think these are awesome for like a flash style transition, just quick few frames in and out. It can also be really good for a longer texture over top of a video if you're going for a really grungy, messy style of edit and really want to like drill that paper effect home. I think it can be really cool for that too. I've got some paper rips in there as well, like a whole bunch of single paper rips. I think we have like 20 individual paper images, like of just like a single unique paper rip. So you can use these to basically create any type of frame that you want. They all come either on a black noise background, so you can use it as an overlay, or they come on a completely transparent background, so you can just take the paper rip and do what you want with it. You can make any type of frame you want. One of my favorite uses for this is to actually use it as like a mask transition. So you can like animate the paper frame to go across your frame, and then you can mask your clip in line with that paper rip. And then the paper will kind of just like move across your frame and transition you from one clip to the next. So I think that's pretty sweet. And then of course, we also have the animated paper transition pack that I have on my website, which is a whole bunch of paper rips that you can use in After Effects as alpha mats to make one clip rip away into the next. And I think that's not only a great asset on its own, but also now combining it with all the new assets in the Ultimate Paper Texture Pack, you can make some really awesome transitions in your videos. So if everything that I just said to you sounds really good, then that's awesome, because I've got the whole Ultimate Paper Texture Pack on sale, 50% off all week long. So from the Monday that you're watching this until the next Sunday at 11:59 p.m. That pack is going to be on sale, marked down 50% at www.petersarellas.com. I've also got the different sections within the pack on sale individually, so maybe you want the paper rips and the shapes, but you don't necessarily want those textures, then the paper rips and the shapes are just going to be available for you as an individual product. Maybe you only want the textures, maybe you only want the alpha mats. It's all good. They're all up there. You can go get whichever piece you want, but of course I think that the most value comes from the full pack. That's why I'm releasing it as a full pack, because if it wasn't valuable, I wouldn't be sharing it with you. But that's not all. I'm also giving away 2 free copies of the Ultimate Paper Texture Pack. All you have to do if you want to win a copy of every single asset that I've talked about here is subscribe to the channel and drop a comment. Tell me what you want to use this Ultimate Paper Texture Pack for, and be sure to also include your Instagram handle when you comment so that I can just get in touch with you. I'm going to be picking 2 winners from the comment section down below, so I'd love to hear what projects you're working on that you could use this on, and I'm really excited to give this away to a couple of people. Like, that's always something that I get super stoked for, and like, yeah, I just want someone to win this, so that's going to be awesome. Anyways, I plan on doing a more detailed tutorial of a whole bunch of different ideas for effects that you can do with this pack in the near future, so stay tuned for that. If you end up getting the pack, please let me know what you think. Drop it in the comment down here. If you have tutorial ideas using anything in the pack, just let me know. I will add it to my shortlist. I want to make as much content around this to help you as possible. Anyways, if you like this video, please subscribe, because I post videography and video editing tips and tutorial videos on a regular basis, and I would love to have you around for that. And yeah, that's going to be all for this one. I am super stoked to give away some assets, and I hope that you all enjoy them. So until next time, peace.